When Katt Williams speaks, the world listens. Known for his sharp tongue, unapologetic honesty, and refusal to play by Hollywood's rules, Katt has a way of turning whispers into explosions. And this time, he didn't just talk. He dropped a video that has the entire entertainment industry buzzing. Even more shocking, the video connects to none other than Wendy Williams, who allegedly used it as a warning against one of the most powerful men in hip-hop, Diddy, for years. Rumors about Diddy's private world have swirled in the background of Hollywood conversations. His parties, his circle, his influence, it's all been the stuff of mystery and speculation. But when Wendy Williams, queen of media, shade and behind-the-scenes secrets hinted at having something on Diddy, fans thought it was just gossip. Now with Katt Williams dropping this video, the whispers are turning into headlines. The footage itself has fans debating non-stop. Some say it's proof of Hollywood's wildest rumors, others think it's only scratching the surface. But one thing is undeniable: if Wendy really did use this video to warn Diddy, it proves that even the biggest names in entertainment aren't untouchable. And the timing couldn't be more dramatic. With Katt Williams back in the spotlight, Wendy Williams' legacy as a truth teller being re-examined, and Diddy already facing endless speculation. This new twist feels like the start of a firestorm nobody can ignore. When the news broke that Katt Williams had dropped a mysterious video tied to Wendy Williams and Diddy, the entire entertainment world stopped to watch. It wasn't just another comedy routine, not just another wild story. Katt is known for telling it was a revelation that carried the kind of weight only Katt could deliver. For years, Katt Williams has built his reputation on being the truth teller of Hollywood. He's the one who says out loud what others only whisper in private. From his explosive interviews to his fearless stand-up, Katt has always positioned himself as someone unafraid to expose the darker corners of the industry. So when he teased having evidence that even Wendy Williams had once used to warn Diddy, fans knew something big was about to unfold. The video itself, according to those who first saw it online, wasn't flashy. It wasn't staged or polished. It looked raw, grainy, even, but the content was enough to make jaws drop. Katt presented it with his usual mix of humor and venom, pointing out moments in the footage that he claimed proved the truth about Puff. What made it even juicier was the Wendy Williams connection. Before her health struggles and retirement from daytime TV, Wendy built an empire on gossip, tea, and insider info. She often hinted at having secrets that could end careers, and Diddy's name came up more than once on her radar. Back in her radio days, she even suggested she had material that made powerful people nervous. Now, fans believe this was the very same video she once alluded to, the one she supposedly dangled like a warning over Diddy's head. As soon as Katt dropped it, social media went into meltdown. Twitter exploded with hashtags like #KattExposed, #WendyWarned, and #DiddySecrets. Memes flooded timelines, with fans posting clips of Wendy sipping tea and captions like, "She tried to tell us." Others praised Katt for finally pulling the trigger. Say what you want about Katt, but he's fearless. Nobody else would dare put this out. Meanwhile, the industry was shaken. Hollywood insiders who had long whispered about Diddy's parties and his behind-the-scenes power plays suddenly went quiet. Some called Katt reckless, warning that exposing footage tied to Wendy's alleged leverage was dangerous. Others applauded him, saying this was exactly the kind of transparency the industry needed. And then came the speculation. What was in the video exactly? Katt's narration pointed to late-night footage from a party, showing moments that felt off, moments that hinted at the chaos behind Diddy's polished image. Wendy, fans argued, had kept it in her back pocket for years, not to destroy him, but as a reminder that she knew the truth. And now, thanks to Katt, that truth was finally in the open. The drama didn't stop there. Old clips of Wendy resurfaced, where she hinted at knowing things about Puff that the world isn't ready for. Those clips, paired with Katt's expose, felt like puzzle pieces finally connecting. Fans began rewatching Wendy's old interviews, searching for clues in her smirks, her pauses. Her iconic shade. For Katt, this wasn't just about gossip, it was about proving a point. In the video, he even said, "They act like I'm crazy for telling the truth." But crazy is just another word for fearless. His words echoed across social media, solidifying him as the one person bold enough to pull back the curtain by the end of the night. One thing was clear: Katt Williams had changed the conversation. What started as whispers from Wendy had turned into a headline-making moment. And Diddy's name was back in the firestorm thanks to two of the most outspoken voices in entertainment. The fallout from Katt Williams' video was nothing short of explosive. Within hours, it spread across blogs, gossip channels, and mainstream outlets. What made the situation even more intense was the fact that Katt tied the footage back to Wendy Williams, a woman who spent her entire career hinting that she had receipts on the biggest names in the game. Suddenly, all those years of Wendy sipping tea on air and smirking when Diddy's name came up made perfect sense to fans. The industry, however, was rattled. Diddy, one of the most powerful figures in music, had spent decades carefully curating his image. He was known as a mogul, a hitmaker, and a man who knew how to throw the biggest parties in Hollywood. But now, that image was being overshadowed by speculation, with Katt dropping the footage and Wendy's old warnings resurfacing. Insiders started whispering that the empire Diddy built was cracking. Wendy's role in this saga became the center of discussion. Old radio clips resurfaced, including one where she said, "There are tapes. I've seen things. Some people don't want this out." At the time, people brushed it off as Wendy being dramatic. But after Katt's video, those words hit different. Fans began piecing together a timeline. Wendy knew about the footage years ago, hinted at it as a way to warn or even protect herself. And now Katt had brought it into the light. Meanwhile, reactions from celebrities poured in. Some, like 50 Cent, never one to miss a chance to troll, posted cryptic emojis and laughing memes, fueling speculation that he'd always known. Others stayed suspiciously silent, which fans interpreted as a sign they didn't want to get caught in the crossfire. A few even praised Katt for his bravery, saying, "He's saying what everyone else is scared to." The blogs ran wild. Headlines read, "Wendy's warning was real," and "Katt Williams pulls the trigger on Diddy's secrets." YouTube channels posted hour-long breakdowns, showing side-by-side comparisons of Wendy's old tea-spilling moments with Katt's new footage. Fans slowed the video down, analyzing every frame, debating whether it was proof of something scandalous or just another example of Hollywood excess. For Diddy, the timing couldn't have been worse. Already under constant scrutiny for his legendary parties and the endless rumors surrounding them. The video only amplified the suspicion. Though he didn't make a direct statement, sources close to him told gossip sites that he was furious with Katt and deeply disappointed in Wendy for allowing her name to be tied to the footage. Some even hinted that Diddy was scrambling behind the scenes, calling in favors to control the narrative. Wendy, though out of the spotlight due to her health struggles, suddenly found herself back in headlines. Fans debated whether she was the mastermind behind Katt's move, or if Katt had simply taken her hints and run with them. Either way, her name was being celebrated by supporters who said she'd always been the original truth-teller. "Wendy tried to warn us years ago," one fan tweeted, "and nobody listened." The drama took an even darker turn when industry insiders started whispering about how dangerous it was for Katt to release the video. Hollywood, they said, has an unspoken code. Some things stay in the dark. By breaking that code, Katt had put himself in the line of fire. But true to form, he didn't seem to care. In fact, in one follow-up post, he said, "If you can't handle the truth, that's on you. I don't fear no man, especially not in this industry." Fans rallied behind him. To many, Katt Williams was becoming a hero-alone comedian, brave enough to call out the powerful. Wendy was remembered as the woman who lit the spark years ago, and now Katt had thrown gasoline on it. Together, they created a storm that left the public more curious than ever. What was Diddy hiding, and how much more footage was out there? By the end of the week, one thing was undeniable. This wasn't just gossip anymore. It was a cultural moment. The combination of Katt's boldness and Wendy's long-standing warnings had shifted the narrative forever. And as speculation grew, fans couldn't help but wonder, was this only the beginning? By the time the dust started to settle, the drama had taken on a life of its own. What began as Katt Williams dropping one shocking video tied to Wendy Williams had spiraled into a full-blown cultural event. Everyone from gossip bloggers to mainstream outlets was dissecting every angle. And for Diddy, the silence was deafening. The more he refused to address it directly, the louder the speculation grew. Fans noticed he kept posting glamorous photos and motivational captions on Instagram, as if to prove he was unbothered. But beneath the surface, insiders claimed the pressure was mounting. Calls were being made, damage control strategies were being drawn up, and PR teams were working overtime to spin the story. Still, no matter what he did, the internet wouldn't let go of the question. What exactly was Wendy warning him with? Katt, meanwhile, doubled down. During a comedy set days later, he teased the crowd with more commentary. "Y'all mad at me for showing a little clip?" he joked, pacing the stage. "That was just the trailer. Imagine if I gave y'all the whole movie." The audience erupted, half in laughter, half in shock. Was he bluffing? Or did he really have more footage tucked away? That single line was enough to send social media spiraling again. Wendy's name also took center stage once more. Fans revisited her career, especially her radio days, where she made a living exposing the secrets of hip-hop and Hollywood's elite. Clips of her warning about tapes and receipts resurfaced, now framed as prophetic. To her supporters, Wendy had always been the original truth teller, the woman who planted the seeds of doubt long before anyone else dared to. Now, even in her absence from the spotlight, her influence was undeniable. Celebrities, too, couldn't avoid the topic. Some tiptoed around it, careful not to mention names, but others leaned into the chaos. One well-known rapper tweeted, "Katt telling no lies. Hollywood not ready for the truth." Another posted cryptically when Wendy said she had the tea. She wasn't playing. Every cryptic comment added more fuel to the fire, keeping the story alive long after most scandals would have died down. Behind the scenes, things reportedly turned tense for Katt. Some insiders warned him to be careful and not push the envelope further. But Katt, being Katt, seemed fearless. He knew his reputation as Hollywood's outspoken truth teller was only growing stronger, and he wasn't about to back down. In interviews, he reminded everyone that he wasn't afraid of powerful figures. "If you're scared to tell the truth, you're already owned. I'll never be owned." The cultural impact was undeniable. Diddy's name, once associated with mogul moves and flashy parties, was now synonymous with secrecy and suspicion. Wendy's legacy, tarnished in recent years by personal struggles, is being reimagined as that of a pioneer who dared to speak what others were too scared to. And Katt Williams. He had cemented himself as the man willing to say what no one else would, no matter the cost. Fans debated endlessly online. Was the video really that incriminating? Or was it just the tip of a much larger iceberg? Did Wendy use it as leverage? Or was it her way of keeping herself safe in an industry known for silencing people? And was Katt truly in possession of the whole movie? Or was this another example of his genius ability to blur the line between comedy and truth? By the end, the exact details didn't even matter. The story had already reshaped public perception. Diddy's mystique had cracks. Wendy's warnings had new weight. And Katt Williams had once again proven that he wasn't just a comedian, he was a cultural disruptor. As the lights dimmed on this chapter, one thing was clear. Whatever happens next, the shadow of that video will linger. Katt may have dropped it, but Wendy lit the fuse years ago. Together, they created a firestorm that even one of the most powerful men in music couldn't completely silence. Katt Williams may have pressed upload, but Wendy Williams planted the seed years ago. The moment that video hit the internet, the game changed. Fans who once laughed at Wendy's cryptic warnings suddenly realized she wasn't just sipping tea, she had the kettle boiling this whole time. And now with Katt refusing to back down, the questions are louder than ever. Did Wendy really use that video as leverage against one of hip-hop's most powerful moguls? Is Katt holding back even more explosive footage? And why has Diddy, usually quick to respond to rumors, chosen to stay silent while the internet dissects every frame? Silence in moments like this often speaks louder than words. What's undeniable is that this story has reshaped the way fans see all three of these icons. Diddy's reputation is under more scrutiny than ever. Wendy's legacy as the original truth teller feels cemented. And Katt Williams. He's once again proven himself to be fearless, unafraid to rattle cages most wouldn't dare touch. But now, the spotlight turns to you. Do you think this video really exposes Diddy's hidden world? Or is Katt just stirring the pot with Wendy's old tea? Was Wendy protecting herself with these receipts? Or was she trying to protect the public from a truth too heavy to handle? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your take, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and share this video with your crew. Because trust me, the next bombshell, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time.